There's been a car crash at P9 High School.
And start recording.
And we're back, and if you're just tuning in with us, you're watching KNN Channel 30, Eye of the Hawk. Well, now we're going to go to Stephanie, who has some tips on how to be prom safe.
Prom's going to be a lot of fun, and we want to make sure you stay safe.
It's important that you remember that drinking and driving is not a good combination. If you do decide that you are going to drink and drive, you will be looking at us as your designated driver. So please, we urge you, be safe, do not drink and drive.
Well,
It's the end of the year.
son, this came in the mail for you.
Wait, what's this? Oh my God, no way. The University of Arizona football program does hereby confirm offering Cesar Espinoza a full athletic scholarship to continue at the School of Hard Edge, given from Tucson, Arizona, the National Signing Day.
Do you realize
Oh my God.
this is going to change your
Oh my
life?
God.
I'm going to school.
Really? I found this in your room. Care to explain?
It looks like an alcohol bottle.
Have you been drinking?
No, I haven't been. Why? Why did you even go in my room? Don't go through my
You
stuff.
are underage. You are not allowed to drink.
Hey, you're the one who makes me want to drink, Mom.
Don't you know what can happen?
You know what? I don't even care, okay? You stress me out too much. I don't want to
You're
come home right
grounded.
after school. I don't care if I'm grounded. I've been grounded my whole life. I'm so used to it by now.
Ashlyn, get back here.
I'm not. No, I'm going to school.
Maya, don't forget to wear your helmet. I don't want to. Plus, I look stupid with my uniform. Bye, Mom. Love you.
Hey, babe. Babe, what's wrong, babe?
I just got into a fight with my mom just now.
I have a surprise.
A full athletic
Full ride
school?
scholarship, and we're gonna be together.
Oh my god, that's amazing! Oh my god!
Hey, Roxy.
Hey guys. Sorry I'm late. Oh, it's okay. It took me forever to get ready. I've just been having a bad day.
I'm so proud of you.
I decided we should celebrate. Here, hold it.
Hold it.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah, let's go.
There's been a car crash at P9 High School.
Are there any injuries?
Yeah, there's a pedestrian just on the ground and a bicyclist, and they're not moving. And then there's people trapped inside the car. I don't think they can get out.
Okay, fire and police have been dispatched. They're on the way.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, you're watching Channel 30, Eye of the Hawk. Getting that reports of an accident happened in front of P9 High School. We're going to go live to that right now.
Hello, we are recording live at P9 High School on 17th East in Honda. We are here with Officer Hernandez.
This is a two-vehicle traffic collision that happened early this morning at approximately 9 o'clock. We had a vehicle going southbound on 70th Street East. We had the other vehicle going northbound. The vehicle going northbound made a left turn attempting to go into the school. Both vehicles collided. This time we have 5 parties that have been transported to the hospital with some with moderate to major injuries, and we have 2 fatalities here on scene.
Do we have any suspects?
Well, the driver has been arrested or is being investigated at this time for suspicion of DUI.
Thank you for your time, sir. This is going to change your
Oh my
life.
God.
Come out, sir.
But
Wow, babe, I'm so proud of you.
Hi, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Hi, I'm Officer Hernandez with the California Highway Patrol.
Uh-huh.
I'm here looking for the parents of Ashton.
This is her.
Is
Jeannie.
what, Jeannie?
Uh-huh.
Jeannie, can you confirm where Ashton is going to school?
Pete Knight, what's this
Pete
about?
Knight? You know, is this your husband? Unfortunately, I have some bad news for you. Can we come in and sit down?
Sure.
Sure. Ashton was involved in an accident this morning in front of the school.
Oh my God.
And unfortunately, she suffered serious injuries.
Is she okay?
Unfortunately, she didn't make it. She died at the scene as a result of her injuries.
How do you know it's her?
She had her ID, her school ID on her, and that's how I was able to get the information. Hola. Soy el oficial Gilberto Hernández de la Patrulla de Caminos de aquí de Estado de California. Ando buscando a Dora Reyes.
Sí, yo sé.
Dora, ¿usted tiene una hija que se llama Roxana?
Sí.
¿Puedo pasar? Sí. Sí. Desafortunadamente tengo noticias malas que darle. Ella estuvo involucrada en un accidente y sufrió lesiones graves y desafortunadamente falleció ahí en la escena.
No puede ser.
Julianne loved swimming with her high school swim team, was active in her school as a member of AVID, Link Crew, ASB, and the band. She loved to listen to music and spend time playing sports with her sister Isabel. Julianne's goal was to major in criminal justice in college and become a police officer. Jules not only made the world a better place, she wanted to make it a safer place. She died tragically at 8:20 this morning.
Obviously, on behalf of myself, the school, the district, I want to offer you my condolences and let you know if there's anything the school or I can do to help you or assist you in any way. We will absolutely do whatever we can.
She was a loving daughter and spent most of her time volunteering at a few shelters and canned food drives. She was planning to attend San Diego State University right after high school in order to accomplish her lifelong dream of becoming a social worker. Due to this tragic accident, she will not make it. Your choices make a difference. Jules died because of somebody's mistake and their choice to drink and drive.
Department 820 of the Superior Court of the State of California for the County of Los Angeles is now in session. The Honorable Christopher Estes, Judge, presiding.
Ashlyn had a knack for making everyone laugh. Her quirky faces, her quick wit, filling the room with her laughter, which I still hear every day when I close my eyes. Her life was cut short because of a careless decision made by another. All I wanted to do was hold her hand, kiss her cheek, and tell her we'll be okay. I regret so much not being able to hold her and comfort her on her last moments on earth.
Creo que nunca vamos a superar este dolor tan grande. La extrañamos mucho. We miss her a lot. Es muy difícil sin ella. It's very difficult without her.
Man, sister, made a choice to drink and drive, and by doing so, he took my daughter Emily from us. going to be the first in our family to go in the military. For her, it was a calling to serve her country. And for us, it was an honor to have such a courageous child.
I thought I was the most independent girl in the world when I was turned 18, but I'm not. I have to depend on others for everything now. I couldn't even walk up here. I know it hurts my parents as well. On May 29th, I can't walk down the aisle for them to see me graduate.
Mr. Espinoza and I would first like to thank this court and for the community for providing a fair trial. He was just barely 18 when this happened. Yes, a man, as the law defines it here in the state of California. He was a 3.5 grade point average student. You heard that he plays football. He got a full ride scholarship to Arizona State. He had dreams of making it to the NFL. He was also involved in the drama club for all 4 years, and most recently had volunteered at a local animal shelter. The court heard testimony about the many variables involved in this collision. And yes, the jury did find that Mr. Espinoza's drinking and driving was a substantial factor in the event that brought about these deaths, this terrible injury. But the court also heard testimony from the accident reconstructionist and about other factors that were at play. The defense would like the court to consider those factors, as well as my client's youth, his lack of any prior record, the rules of court, the penal code, and we are asking that this court sentence Mr. Espinoza to 15 years to life on count 1 and to run the remainder of the counts concurrent so that he serve a total of 15 years to life in the state prison.
There's no hiding or lying about what I did. I can't say I'm sorry because sorry won't bring them back. I do apologize. And if I can turn back the time to that very day, to that very morning, I wouldn't have done what I did. Yeah. I realize my future's gone, and it's my fault because I decided to drink and drive.
This man took 4 lives, and he should forfeit his life.
Based on the particular circumstances of this case, including the tremendous pain and suffering caused by this defendant's conduct, the court finds that the aggravating factors of this case outweigh the mitigating factors. Therefore, the court selects the high term of 3 years. As to the special allegation within the meaning of Penal Code Section 12022.7, the court will impose an additional 5 years to run consecutive for a total of 8 years. And this is as to count 7. As to counts 5 and 6, each violations of Vehicle Code Section 23153B, each with separate named victims, as the court indicated earlier. The court selects a high term of 3 years as to each count, with each count to run concurrent to count 7. Now, as to counts 1, 2, 3, and 4, each a violation of Penal Code Section 187, murder in the second degree. The defendant, Mr. Espinoza, is sentenced to state prison for a term of 15 years to life pursuant to Penal Code Section 190A. As to the court's discretion to run the sentences concurrent or consecutive, the court has considered the horrific facts of this case, the incredible damage caused by this defendant in a very short period of time, the choices made by this defendant, including the choice to drive with a blood alcohol of 0.10%, the selfish choice of this defendant that directly caused the loss of 4 lives, including Roxana, Emily, Maya, and Ashlyn. Considering that not only has the defendant's choices and actions resulted in the loss of 4 young people, but also the tremendous hurt, pain, and loss, much of which we heard about today, suffered by their respective families. The court believes the only appropriate sentence, acknowledging and appreciating the loss of each of those 4 lives, is to run each life sentence consecutive to each other. Therefore, the defendant will serve his 8-year determinate sentence that begins indeterminate 60 years to life sentence in a California state prison. The defendant will also be ordered to pay restitution for all damage and loss suffered by the victims and their families. Restitution may be collected from the defendant's earnings while in state prison. The defendant will also be ordered to submit the thumb, palm prints, blood, and saliva samples for DNA testing. And Mr. Espinosa, I am required to advise you in the highly unlikely event of your release from state prison, you'll be placed on parole for life pursuant to Penal Code Section 3000.1. If you violate, you'll be returned to custody for each violation. And in response from a family request during the course of this proceeding, the court does believe it's appropriate and will order that photographs of all victims must be included in the defendant's prison packet as a reminder of the pain and suffering that he caused. The court does have tremendous discretion in terms of your ultimate sentence. I could have given you somewhat longer of a sentence and a much shorter sentence. But Mr. Espinosa, looking at the terrible and the traumatic facts of this case, in all the years that the court has been involved in this business, I've never seen such devastation caused in such a quick, short period of time as to what you did when you drove that car and began that chain of events that resulted in this tremendous loss. Given the terrible and traumatic facts of this case, given your conduct in this case and the grave consequences of your decisions, your actions, nobody else's, the court believes your sentence, which in essence means you will spend the rest of your life in state prison, satisfies the general objectives of sentencing under California law, including punishing you, the defendant, protecting society, and deterring others from criminal conduct by demonstrating its consequences. Despite your young age, just 18, still in high school, as your lawyer pointed out, you are an adult. And you've been prosecuted as an adult under California law. You've now been convicted under California law, and now you've been sentenced. Your attorney pointed out and made the reference to boy. In many ways, Mr. Espinosa, I think that you are not necessarily a boy, but a young man, still growing up. The problem is, Mr. Espinosa, and this applies to you today and to anyone who's in your situation in the future, because of the decisions you made, the knowledge you had that when you made that decision to drink, and you made the deadly decision to drive, you violated the law, and you're going to be held accountable, whether we call you young man, boy, or whatever. You're an adult, and you've been prosecuted as such. Your selfish decision to drink alcohol and then drive has forever changed the lives of so many in your school and in your community. And I think you even mentioned it, Mr. Espinosa, there is no going back. 4 people are dead, and they're dead because of you. 3 more seriously injured, one of which paralyzed, as we've discussed and we heard today, all because of you. No high school graduation, no college, jobs, weddings, families for the 4 that have been killed. Why? Why, Mr. Espinosa? That question was posed today. It's because of you. I hope you heard, and if not today, at some point fully appreciate the words spoken by the family members and spoken by Michelle today. Some of the words that stood out to me were, you have no idea how much pain you caused. You took away the sunshine of our family, of our home. Today is justice. I heard that from a family member. World shattered. I heard those words. Families were shattered Mr. Espinosa, because of what you did. I heard Mr. Reyes say that he would not wish this pain on anyone. The tremendous pain that he feels day in and day out as a result of the loss of his child. Michelle's words, how can you be so selfish and not think of others? I do hope those words do echo in your head for the remainder of your life, Mr. Espinosa. This may have been your first contact with your court, your first mistake. There's a reference to being an accident. I don't see this as an accident. This was a collision that was caused by your decisions and your actions. No one in this day and age, Mr. Espinosa, can say they do not know the dangers of driving under the influence. It's not an excuse I or anyone in my position would ever accept. The bottom line, Mr. Espinosa, you're old enough to drive, you're old enough to get a California driver's license, and you're old enough to know and appreciate the risks and dangers of driving under the influence. When you made the decision to drink, to ignore those dangers that come with it, and then you made the decision to drive, then guess what? You're old enough to be held responsible, and you will suffer those consequences. Whether you crossed the center divider in your vehicle and crushed the victim's car, then in the manner that you did in this case, having struck and injured all that you've done, or if you had taken a gun and shot each victim dead, the results are the same. The pain and suffering, Mr. Espinosa, is the same, and you will be punished the same. Let this be a warning to all, to everyone here and everyone in this community, no matter how smart a person may be, how strong a person may be, or how successful that person may be, no one, and I mean no one, can avoid the physical and mental effects of alcohol and or drugs. So if you make the decision to drink and or take drugs, you better make the decision not to drive, or else you'll be the next defendant before this court. Mr. Espinosa, a couple final words. It saddens the court to see a young man with your potential to throw away your life in the manner in which you have. Your life is over.
And something else to keep in mind, Mr. Espinosa was 18, right? And Mr. McFerrin and Mr. Wiley can tell you, he could be 17, he could be 16, and he can still be prosecuted as an adult under California law. The sentence may have been slightly different, but it could very well have been in the same ballpark. Put yourself in my position as the judge, rendering ultimate punishment or penalty. How do I treat the lives of the four dead any different from each other? Who is more valuable than another one? Should I say, well, Ashland's important, so 15 years to life there, but nobody else is? 4 young people were killed because of Mr. Espinosa. That is why he needs to appreciate and feel the pain and the punishment that comes with each of the 4. That's why I ran this sentence for a second. He could have received a much shorter sentence, and maybe in a different court or a different courthouse, he may have received a different sentence. But the law provides for it, and that was the decision I made in this case. So please understand, the fact that you all are here is a great sign that you guys appreciate what you're doing here and the message that you're trying to send out to everybody in your school. Get the word out. Thank you for being here, and thank you for allowing us to be able to play